One greetings from the high 10. It's everyday shenanigans. Happy Saturday to everybody. This will be a short video pertaining to Danny Youngkin, boyfriend of Leilani Simon. I was thinking yesterday about things said by the babysitter. So many things have been said and so much information. I started to forget certain things, but it dawned on me that Miss McCarter said on the day that she went to the house to check on the child, baby Q, because of the text messages she had received that he was missing, that Danny was there, and he had a cold look on his face. And I ended up seeing this again on someone's network, realizing, yeah, she did say that. So here is the question of the hour. If it is believed that he went to work on that morning, one could deduct that he either went to work at 6 o'clock and Leilani called him to say the child is missing and he returned home, or two, it was a lie that he went to work on that Wednesday afternoon. So which is it? He went to work at 6 and returned when she said the child was missing, or he never went to work at all. That's what I'm trying to understand. Because I just find it hard that she would go about her Wednesday evening into the wee hour, killing and dumping a child, and this guy would have no knowledge that the child was missing and deceased. Because no matter how you look at it, if we're to believe that the child was dumped between the hours of early evening to 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning into Wednesday morning, then she would have returned home without a child. Now, naturally, if a person is getting up for work and they're not the type of person to go check on their children or look at their children before going to work, then he wouldn't know that the child was gone. But if he was the type that he would go into the child's room, kiss the child, or look in on the child, then that would be a problem. So what is the truth of Wednesday morning and Tuesday evening? While this woman killed the child, because I do believe it's homicide, what happened Tuesday evening into the wee hours? You can spin it in many ways. Did she kill the child at the house? Did she just put the child in the car and take the child out to kill the child and discard the child out in public? Or was the child already dead once put into the vehicle? Which vehicle did she use? Does she own her own vehicle? Or are these vehicles owned by Billy Joe Howe? Like I said, 1,000 ways to weigh it. But as I said, if indeed she took the child out early evening, Tuesday, and killed the child, that means she had to kill the child at the home, and where was he? If she killed the child while he was asleep, then that means she waited, possibly suffocated the child, something quiet, but then took the child out, discarded the child, returned home, and he had no knowledge because he just got up and went about his merry way on Wednesday morning. What is the truth? A Tuesday evening into Wednesday after 9 a.m. Is he a co-conspirator to the death and discardment of Quinton? Was it pre-planned? Did he have knowledge? Did they conspire together? Did she mention it to him? Did she mention it to him thereafter? What is his role? But everything lies in the timing. Because as I said, if we go back to the babysitter's commentary about her seeing him on that morning, she went there to help find the child, and he had a cold look upon his face, then one would wonder if he knew that the child was deceased, and he aided her in killing the child and discarding the child. Is it perhaps he was not expecting her to come over? She appears to be prodding and poking into their business. But remember, one of you called her that morning or messaged her that one, you were not bringing the children, and two, has she seen the child? So you involved her the moment you sent a message or called her. 2 times. This is a very diabolical story about a child who is believed to be deceased. And as I said, no matter how you try to spin it, it's all speculation at this time because we don't have any information from the police. It's diabolical either way. And I have a feeling that he's possibly involved, only because he lived with her, dated her. And as I said, if she killed the child during the early evening, he would have had some knowledge because he goes to bed with her. So that only leaves, if Richard believed he has nothing to do with this, that she committed the crime after he went to sleep. So that means she would have been scurrying around in the night of this house like a rat, killing a baby and tiptoeing out to discard the baby, then coming back and hoping he wouldn't go look in a playpen or whichsoever. But that would be interesting too. Because let's say she did this in the wee hour or after he went to sleep. If the playpen is in their room, wouldn't he pass the playpen with the children in them? And see, I've always asked that question. Where were the children's bedrooms? Did they sleep in the same room with the mother? In the bed with the mother? That means they'd be sleeping in there with the mother and the boyfriend. Did they have separate beds in the same room, or they had their own rooms? So you have to ask all those questions. And why didn't this baby have a baby bed instead of a playpen? Who all has knowledge of the child being deceased and where the child is located? Did Billy Joe tell the truth about what her daughter said about harming the baby? And what all did she tell her? And what part of the truth is the truth? Or is Billy Joe just talking? And as I said, I find it strange that this woman would even speak on a public post about anything pertaining to what her daughter said, because she's enabled her this whole time up until 22 years of age. So why now divulge anything that she allegedly said? As I tell the chat and the viewing audience, I don't bank on anything in a story unless it comes from the police department. But Billy Joel, there's nothing she could say that would weigh on me as the truth, nor Leilani. And as far as this boyfriend, I don't know anything about him. And to me, he's no different than these two, because he stayed in this house 9 times out of 10 rent-free, watching the abuse with the children, the neglect of the children running around unkempt, playing outside unattended. At some point during this relationship with this girl, he saw all of this. So to me, he's a guilty participant, whether he witnessed a crime or not, whether he knew that she killed the baby or not, or where she discarded the baby. He was there for the ride up until the very end. So therefore, Mr. Youngkin is guilty to me. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, Everyday Shenanigans, $Big Angie, 129 Cash App. You all have a wonderful Saturday. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Mind the children.